Above all things, I believe in love. Love is like oxygen. Love is many splendid things. Love brings us to where we belong. Perhaps this is the reason why I joined the teaching profession, because I believe that the classroom is one of the few places in the world that is always filled with love. I could not help but to remember him when the memory of teaching passes my mind. The sadness and troubles shown on his face, his helplessness marked by his silence. I remember all things about him except his voice, because he never spoke in class. He was among those who teachers always gave up on. Some said he was troublesome, while others said he was hopeless. They all had one thing in common. Not one showed any love for him. I could understand these feelings because in the first few days, he was annoying to the point of madness. I could never see his face because he slept all the time with his head down, not to mention his rare submission of work. One day, as I became so overwhelmed by this frustration, I suddenly recalled my old days in school, and I could not help grinning because I saw myself in him, in the sense that I always annoyed my teachers by challenging them in his classroom. And frankly, I hated teachers due to some very unpleasant childhood memories of school, but there is one teacher who healed the wounds in my heart. I would always find love, forgiveness, and generosity in her, and at that time I could not understand why she treated a troublesome student like me so tenderly until one lesson she said, "Love is so amazing, and remember, love breeds love." Now I understand. I wanted to make him feel loved. I smiled at him always and try to give more warm attention to him as much as I can. Sometimes I would tap his shoulder when I walked past. I did not ask him the reason for his inattentiveness, but I found out one day during a tea gathering with my students. "Miss, his parents always quarrel, and now planning to divorce." I held back my tears, the tears of sadness, sympathy, and good. But it was too late because I only had 2 days left before my teaching practice ended. At the end of the last lesson, when I said, "Say goodbye to me one last time," all my students stood up and took out a recorder and performed the song at one side. We cried together, and some of them gave me beautiful presents. But he left the classroom without saying goodbye. When I got back to my desk, a handmade card awaited my return. It was from him. He had drawn a smiling face on the card, and below it he wrote, "I don't want to say goodbye to you and your smile. You are the one who makes me believe that there is still love and hope in this world." My teacher is right. Because of her love, I know how to love my students. Being a teacher or student in classroom is such a great joy because I can learn great things. The greatest thing to learn is to love and be loved in return.